Welcome to Life, Money, and Community, where real conversations meet real life. I'm Tiffany Nyiri, and this podcast is all about the conversations we're already having about money, lifestyle, aging, and the people who matter most. You'll hear from community voices, local experts, and real stories that help you think differently, ask better questions, and feel more confident about the decisions you're making today and down the road. This isn't about pressure or pitches. It's about clarity, connection, and community. Welcome. We're glad you're here. All right, everyone. So we are talking about cannabis today. And it might be something that you discuss in your household, and it might be something that you would never discuss in your household. However, it is very scientific these days. It's not like your auntie's marijuana that you found in her drawer. It is definitely more medicinal, and it has science-based medications, so to speak. And we are here with Mariah McDowell at Mary Alice, which is one of the #1 dispensaries in Corona, with good reason, because they talk about education first. And this is what it's all about. Raise your hand, ask the questions that need to be asked regarding cannabis. There's so much more than you would think. So I am going to turn it over to Mariah real quick, and she's going to talk about her education, how she was educated, and then we'll go on to some specifics about who comes here.
Love that. Thank you very much. My name is Mariah. I've been studying cannabis for about 10 plus years now. I have a wide range of different products that I work with, different symptoms I cater to, depending on the patients that come into our doors here. To her point, we are a store that likes to provide the wellness aspect and education on behalf of the cannabis to help those that may not know exactly what they might need or are maybe a little bit scared to ask. With that, I went to cannabis school. So I studied Cannabis Healthcare Medicine at UCR right here in Riverside. I have my health certificate for Cannabis Healthcare and Medicine. So I'm very proud of that, helping what I know to bring to you guys or anyone else that may be struggling with symptoms that we just can't pinpoint how to help and maybe need a more natural approach to it.
Yes, and the clientele that come in here, I've been sitting here for about half an hour, and I have seen every age group. I've probably seen 21 to 75. Is that about right?
Just about anywhere from 21 all the way to about 75 is what our demographic is. You'd be very surprised of who comes through the doors. We are a very welcoming store. We are very well educated, and so we're able to kind of pinpoint what guests need and how to guide them on their wellness journey.
So before our recording, Mariah had mentioned to me that a doctor from a well-known hospital that treats cancer patients has given her name, recommended her to some cancer patients.
Yes.
How's that going?
It's going amazing, actually. So a doctor did reach out to me, and they were getting a lot of questions on cannabis and how it may help with the chemo side effects. And of course, they don't know too much. So together, him and I sat down and kind of came up with a couple things that we can help each other out with as far as the information he knows on the medicinal side, because I'm no doctor. I just know a little bit about the plants. And put together my knowledge with that on how the cannabis interacts with our bodies and how it may help these symptoms from the chemo and all that. So essentially what we did is we started like a partnership where anybody who is struggling with their cancer chemo side effects or cancer in general are able to go to them and then come see me after for their regimen and get some more insight on how we can help, whether it's sleep, whether it's the appetite, whether it's just overall pain from that radiation. It does come a lot on people, and it's great that we're able to kind of connect the dots there and help each other out with that.
Yes, because again, I took one of her classes. It was 2 hours long, very sciencey, but very, very, I could apply it to my family, things that I knew were going on with, friends and family. Now, Again, this is not your auntie's marijuana. It is not, okay? It is science-based and it's not one size fits all. I was fascinated to find out that different different strains do different things. Arthritis, nausea,
Nausea.
pain in your body, migraines. Don't get me started on migraines. But these things, and you don't have to smoke it. There's so many other easy applications.
Yes.
Can we go into some applications?
Absolutely. With cannabis, there is a wide range of different administration routes that you can take when it comes to it, right? Not everybody can smoke. We totally understand that. There are things such as topicals, just topically on top of the skin. That way it's not getting in the system. Good for those that just have mild aches and pains that maybe they don't need to consume the whole aspect of it, feel the whole vibe, but essentially just target those medicinal aches and pains that we're looking for. Tinctures are another great medicinal way to consume your cannabis, especially if you're dealing with any symptoms that are a daily battle, let's say. Parkinson's, anxiety is a big one that we get tinctures with. And a lot of that too, just making sure you are taking your tinctures daily will also help kind of make that experience a lot better as far as whatever you're trying to deal with. So tinctures in the long run are a very nice remedy to take daily. There are vapes you can vaporize. Essentially, the vaporizing when you want to vape, it's kind of like smoking the plant, except at a lighter burn for what the terpenes of the plant need. So you're getting more the therapeutic aspects when you're vaping versus just smoking in general. There's also patches, so transdermal patches. You can put a patch on your body somewhere where it can get into the bloodstream there and have something that's aiding those pains throughout the whole day, where you're not necessarily having to apply a cream or take your dropper again of that sort. You kind of just put it on, let it do its thing. But those are some of the most popular ones that we deal with medicinally for sure. The tinctures, the topicals, vapes to be more of the low key, something that's not just as smelly and all that good jazz.
So Mariah has said a lot of words that you probably are going, oh my gosh, she's talking about vaping. Oh my gosh, this, or words that you don't know. Tinctures. I didn't know what that was. I'm learning the same as everybody else, but there's a lot of definitions that we're going to go over that if you raise your hand and you're interested in healing something in your body or a family member's body. I mean, just right now, I just saw a lady come in and she was pushing a wheelchair with a gentleman in it. He's here for pain, I'm sure.
He's actually one of our cancer guests who is here to get his FSO oils. So.
Yes. So this is widely used. Again, just raise your hand, get a one-on-one, and understand how to customize cannabis. So listen to a couple definitions, and we will have we'll put something up on the post where you can click on different things, or again, just make a one-on-one with Mariah.
Yes.
And let's see. So we're gonna go into some things that I learned about, and they're all big words, you guys. So come, be with me. We have CBD, we have CBG with a G like good, and then we have THC. All very different.
Yes.
And they all do very different things.
Yes, that is true. So what those essentially are going to be cannabinoids found in cannabis, which are just compounds in the plant, which have different therapeutic effects. CBD, for instance, a lot of you may have heard CBD. It's very popular, most popular cannabinoid on the wellness side when it comes to cannabis, simply because of its anti-anxiety aspects, inflammatory aspects, and then it also helps with anti-spasmodic. So popular with those maybe struggling with anxiety every day, depression. stress,
Restless leg.
restless
Oh my
leg,
gosh.
overstressing. CBD has a big part on kind of bringing you back to that easeful state there. Anti-inflammatory, arthritis, anything of that sort. You got a lot of inflammation going on. Usually CBD is the number one cannabinoid that we recommend for that kind of symptom.
But CBD does not get you high.
It does not. CBD is
Okay.
non-intoxicating. So non-intoxicating, it's not going to get someone below the influence of any sort. It is simply there to just ease the mind and help in a non-intoxicating way.
So again, my mom, is asking about CBD because all of her friends are talking about this. And that's good. You should talk about it. But let's talk about it based upon your aches and pains, not your friends' aches and pains, because these are very customizable. Okay, so we did CBD.
Yes.
Now we do CBG, which to me is new.
Yes.
And I'm guessing to a lot of you it might be new.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
CBG is actually a very newer cannabinoid. A lot of studies are still coming out on more of the benefits that it does have, in fact. So you guys will be seeing a lot more of the CBG. CBG is essentially the precursor to cannabis. What that essentially means is when the plant is growing, it is growing and it is CBG, but as the plant grows, it is now turning into different cannabinoids as far as CBD, THC, which makes CBG a very rare cannabinoid to extract and isolate for those needing its therapeutic effects. For instance, CBG is also a non-intoxicating cannabinoid. It does not get one impaired. It does not get you high, is the fancy word. Essentially what it does, it just puts you in a nice, easeful state, giving you the medicinal benefits from the cannabinoid without a higher version. Good for those that need that relief that can't be intoxicated during the day, of that sort.
And that, again, I'm just so fascinated by this because it can help so many people. Because I don't know, you guys, but PhD doctors, I think they're still practicing. And I don't want them practicing on me. I just want to feel better.
Yes.
So if I can do something to help myself, I'm raising my hand. So let's go into the THC, which everybody knows is
the fun part.
Yes.
Other words.
Yes. So talk to us about the THC. Or do we mix them all together?
You can. They're like kind of goes back into what we were saying, that it's not an one jacket fits all, right? Everybody has different endocannabinoid systems, which is essentially what runs our homeostasis in the body. Everybody's different. So depending on what your body is accepting, your receptors, everything in that endocannabinoid system, everyone will react differently to different cannabinoids. The cannabinoids have a main focus on things they can help with, but again, everybody's different. So what may work for my anxiety may not always work for your anxiety. But that doesn't mean that we can't find something that'll work for the anxiety. We just kind of have to trial and error it in that way. To that point, there are some that will only need certain cannabinoids to help with that inflammation. Some will work better with CBG, which is an anti-inflammatory, just like CBD. Others work better with just the CBD. Now together, since they're both anti-inflammatories, if we were to pair them together, then we're double increasing the amount of taking down the inflammation. So yes, it is a great idea to combine them depending on the remedies and the products that we're shopping for. Now, when it comes to blending the cannabinoids, or mixing in other words, THC usually is always involved, especially when it comes to cannabis, only because with that mixing of the cannabinoids, you're basically providing an entourage effect. The more cannabinoids you have together, the more synergistically they will work for each other's medicinal benefits. I know it's a little hard to grasp, but the more you work with it and kind of trial and error certain products, you'll kind of understand what I mean.
So let's say, because I know this to be true, a lady's going to the grocery and she's at the grocery and there's a CBD area that she can buy CBD there. What is that?
Yes.
What is that?
So when it comes to the CBD world, there are different types of CBD. One comes from the cannabis plant, one will come from a hemp plant. Now, both of those plants are in the same family, but they are in different classifications, let's say. The CBD that is being sold in, let's say, your local Walmart, JCPenney's, anywhere that's not a cannabis legal dispensary, is basically being derived by hemp, which is just another classification of the plant that we don't specialize in. And that is because it does not maintain a high amount of THC, which
Yeah.
makes a difference between the two. It essentially, with the two, there is a difference, right? So anytime the plant does not test with a higher zero point 0.3 of THC, it is lower than that. It is considered a hemp plant. There's just not a lot of THC being provided. Now, if the plant tests higher than a 0.3% THC, it is then classified as a THC cannabis plant, which is what we specialize with here in our stores. Now, the ones at JCPenney's, they work well. They're just hemp CBD, which just essentially means there's not THC involved, which also means you might have to take a little more because that hemp CBD is a lot lighter. It's not full spectrum like what comes from the cannabis plant. So there is a difference between the two. There is a big difference. And us at dispensaries, we don't sell any hemp cannabis products as far as that goes, because that's what they all have. And then when you go to those supermarkets, they won't have what we have as far as the cannabis classified hemp droppers.
So what she's saying is if you're going to be spending your money on CBD, please buy it from a dispensary because it's going to work better inside of your body because of how it is extracted. And it needs to be combined with other things for its full effect to come into your endo system. I know you have another word for it, but
Endocannabinoid.
yeah. But everybody has these. And again, it's new science. This was not known years and years ago. And again, it's fascinating, but it's also very, very helpful to people that have something that has not been taken care of by their medical doctor.
Very true. We get most of our times coming in dealing with need states as far as sleep, cancer symptoms, anxiety, and pain would be some of the most common symptoms we cater to when it comes to dispensaries.
Yes. Now, I mentioned that I had taken a class with you. It was a good 2 hours long. However, you're in a beautiful environment. You're learning about things that could help your body, or again, a family member, or if you're a caregiver. Pass this information along because we all deserve to feel good. And cannabis is a natural wellness plant.
Yes.
And when it is combined properly inside of your body, or you choose the right
Consumption route.
yes, consumption route, and there was some other things that you yes, terpenes,
Yes,
which we have not even gotten into. That might have to be for a whole other thing, but terpenes are how you can customize it a little bit, I'm thinking.
a little bit. Terpenes are just another compound in cannabis. Instead of the cannabinoids like CBD and THC, terpenes are in the resin glands, which when you roll up the flower, you get the little stickiness to it. That essentially will have the terpenes involved, which are essential oils just in cannabis. Like as if you were to take a diffuser and put it in the corner of your room and put some lavender in it, and it makes you feel calm. It's the same concept with terpenes and cannabis. Instead, those terpenes we are consuming, not just smelling in a diffuser to get the effects we want. So when we pair those terpenes with the cannabinoids that are in our best favor, they work very well together in a nice, good remedy. So.
And see, this is like your medical doctor. Here, take a couple of these. Let's see what happens. You're going to come in and you're going to go, okay, this is what's happening to me. And this is how I would like to apply it to my body. And someone like yourself, very educated, I highly suggest you get someone very educated in the field to help you. If you don't live near Marialla's here in Corona, please go to somewhere reputable. But talk to them about what's best for you. And it may take a little bit of time to figure out just the right combination. Yeah. And they're going to start you off very, very low. So don't be afraid. It's okay.
Yes. And based on information we get from each of you guys as well, we do our best to guide you into the direction, a comfortable direction, depending on whatever it is you are catering to.
Yeah. So Mariah's going to put on another class. We don't have it set yet, but we will put it on this posting when the time is happening. This will all be on the socials. You can click, you can investigate what is good for you, but just raise your hand. Raise your hand. That's all we're asking. And we want everybody to live their best life. And don't be afraid of it.
Yeah. We're here to answer any questions you guys may have. It is our duty here at Mary Alice to provide that safe space for everybody to come in and be comfortable asking these kinds of questions.
Yes, and we're not out with the general public. We're in a conference room with some wind that you can share what's going on with you. You don't have to be out where the general public is sharing your personal
information.
Yes, symptoms.
We do offer private consultations as well. So if you did want to come in and make an appointment to either chat with myself or some of my other colleagues, depending on what kind of symptoms you're looking for, whether it's cancer or whether it's someone in your family struggling with Parkinson's, or whether it's just someone that just needs something good, we're able to sit down and kind of pinpoint what we believe would be best in your beneficial.
Yes. So thank you all for listening. There will be links if you want to do some more educational videos. We'll have all that for you. But thanks for taking the time. I do hope you reach out. Take care. Thanks for listening to Life, Money, and Community. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're subscribed and share it with someone in your world. And when the time is right, you can book a call with me. I'm here as a resource. Until next time.